Welcome to another video on my monorail built with fischertechnik and with one carriage, getting its signal from the rails themselves, controlled by a rubber interface from fischertechnik, which is by USB connected to a BeagleBoard Classic, running Ubuntu Linux and programmed in Python to control it in pulse width modulation. And this probe, this one, is connected to this oscilloscope, which is set to pulse, and for now only the yellow one is connected and used to check if there's indeed a pulse on the wire. Last time I tightened connection here, here and here, and unfortunately without much result. And there can be more than one result, of course. And when setting up the experiment, I noticed that the rails on this end of the track is not exactly the same as on this end of the track. So what I'm going to do is, of course, make sure that they are the same. Question is, what should the width be anyway? Well, if I look right here at the location of the carriage, now it is quite okay. Without power on, I shift it to this side and then it is less okay. So the same should then be on this side, and yes, the ideal width is indeed in the middle. So now I want to know what the exact width is. So I'm taking this one, I could just measure it, but this is a nice width, which is, by the way, 2.75 centimeters. However, I can also do it like this. And have it, well, this is going to be a bit difficult. This is better. So let me widen it so this fits. Alright. Then I have to go to the other end of the track. And make sure it has the same width here as well. So let's try to do that. And it's all very flexible, so I have to be sure that it indeed is the same. Let's do again. Here it was alright. And it's alright here as well now. Yeah, quite alright. So now I'm going to write the whole carriage again. See if the contacts are the way they should, without derailing anything. And this looks much better. Alright. It's in balance. So that's good as well. So let's have a test and see how well it performs this time. Because, well, you never know, unfortunately. So in order to do that, I just start the program and not the diagnostics. And there's no real enthusiasm. And no, there is no enthusiasm at all. No signal at all to do something. And yet, considering this light, this LED, there is signal. So something is not entirely correct. The question is though, what is it? Or what is it not? The lights are all on, so that's no issue either. Although I don't see here a light on. Now I do. Here exactly the same, and all lights are on. That is good. So why is there no signal? Alright, next. Right, then let's move it a little bit. Yeah, right here. The only point is now that it is going towards the controller, and that is never the intention. The intention is to go to the end of the track, and there's a good reason, because this one gives 1, 7 here gives 1, but at the end of the track it gives 0 again. So I have to use diagnostics to find out why. Or I can just wiggle around with the wires and see that they are good. Let's do that for a change. So let's run it somehow. Well, it runs fast, but the end of the track gives the wrong signal. Still. That's a new one. This time it's not on the controller. This time it's the wire here. I wiggle it and it makes contact. Surprise, surprise. Anyway, let's start again. Seven gives 0. Why does 7 give 0 now? Oh, now it's 1. They all give 1. Yeah, it now has that direction, which in itself is correct, but far from optimal speed. And I think you can see how the propellers behave. Not exactly reliable. And once again I press. And it does something, but there's no draft. So at least the rails have been improved in width. The wiring is so-so, but the speed is anything but desirable. So why is this necessary? Why is pressing necessary? I need to focus on that, I think, because otherwise it's an enemy prayer. Right, I have added the second probe, and I have also added some extra weight here. And since adding that extra weight, it is moving a little, and of course the second signal is showing. However, when I now remove this extra weight, I put it here again, it doesn't do much, and of course this is weight itself as well, not really doing much. Now less than ever, because the ground rod is not touching down. So let's add this one. Let's see whatever happens, if something happens. And right now everything is still again. There's no signal anywhere. For some reason. And I didn't do anything about that. Nothing happening, and again nothing happening. Now let's see about the contact surface. That seems to be alright. Alright. End of program, and let's move it to the end. Start. Now it starts immediately. It is also moving. So let me detach this one. It's running on full speed now. I think this is very nice view, although not really consistent in speed. But signals are correct. So why is it not running? And I'm not inclined to touch it now. Because I don't want to ruin the experiment. And there it goes again. So let's follow with the camera. It's waiting for something or not, or the speed is unfortunately not very consistent. Why is it halting? Why doesn't it go? It's an equal altitude. The width is equal everywhere. And this could go on and on for unlimited time. But I'm afraid there's no limited time. At least the motors are full speed now, which is a good sign. But for now, that's all positive there is. Standing still as it does. Unfortunately. Yeah. And some 20 minutes later it has reached the turning point of digital 8. And another thing is that during those 20 minutes the propellers have gone slower, even off, and then go on again, and well, very slowly moving, of course, in 20 minutes on that distance. But also, this is the signal. So according to the signal there is hardly anything, but since the propellers are working, well, says enough, there is signal. It's not working on full speed, and so the question is, when is the turnaround time? Well, after 20 minutes I think I am safe to help it just a little bit. And what happens then? Still uninterrupted. Now the light beam is interrupted, and then actually the speed, the velocity should be the other way around, which happens. So why is it running the other way? Or did I miss something? Also very well possible, very good possible. But another question is, why from here to there does it drive so slowly? This is not fun to watch in any way. So I'm interrupting it, and let's go back to here, see if I can repeat it in any way. I'm very curious. Because of this weight it already starts, and now the signal is back, so that's good. Although it's not very fast running. And it won't be, there it moves again. Well, this is compared to what just happened, it is very high speed. So why is this speed change happening anyway? I find it very strange. And this is a repeat of, well, last time, of course. Standing still, going forward, and standing still. So let's take a different view from the screen. See what that gives. So, screencast, and let's see whatever happens now. It's just running quietly, silently, right now not moving. But you can see there is signal here. And that's anyway one positive point. I can't measure the speed, unfortunately. I can just set it. So all the time the code has never changed. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yes, 7 is maximum speed. But the actual speed is different. Because the speed that I have, that the motors have now, is certainly not maximum. So why? What is the cause of that? I added this yellow colored block, which makes that it runs anyway. And now it moves again because the motor suddenly gains speed. But there is no change visible here, which is quite odd, by the way. And the speed that it had last time, in previous segment, no, 2 segments ago, sorry, that is totally lacking now. So yet, yes, there is improvement, and no, not the improvement that I would like to have. How to change this? Let me interrupt this. Alright. Push it back. Start again. Now it moves even, well, it does move. So it, the fact that with slow speed or slow velocity it even moves, the question is, why doesn't it always move? Is that the friction between the rods? I can't imagine, because then it would never move, and yet it does move. It starts out well and then it halts. Very odd. maybe a better light on it. Yeah, you can't see from here the propeller's running, and right now it doesn't even move. Well, from the movement of this sheet of paper you can imagine that there is wind from the propeller coming. So yes, it does do it. But for the rest, apart from the very short, let's say 1 centimeter movement that it has, maybe 1.5, it's standing still again. So if I wouldn't say anything, this would be a very boring piece to see. Apart from this part, steady signal. So there is pulse width modulation at full speed, and that's it. So I started out to be very positive, but now I don't know, unfortunately. Final part for this episode. 2 things. One is that I wondered if I had to reconstruct this part, because when I move the carriage right here, then the blades will hit this. However, the program says that as soon as this light beam is blocked, the direction will be reversed. So it will here blocking the light beam and go. So it will never reach this point, so it has no necessity to reconstruct this part. Then since the program is also telling that it has to go from this point that way, I want to see if that indeed is the case. If it can start from this way, from this point. So let's do that. Starting. It runs correctly in that way, but it doesn't really move. And apart from that, this signal shows nothing. So now let's see. Alright, with the signal, and you can see now where the carriage is. Slowly moving. I see no signal. And on screen everything is correct. So this is quite weird. Alright, let's start over with the program. Still absolutely nothing. I'm moving it out of image and it gains a very high speed now, but on the oscilloscope effectively nothing. And the speed is, well, to the towards the controller. So I'm stopping it one last time from this end. What does it say? What does it do? Still no visible signal. Well, it does have a signal, but not the way I expect. Okay, let's stop it and start it again. It did move just a very little bit, but that's not exactly what I expect. Alright. And with that, I thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, give the video a thumbs up, leave a comment, and you can also follow me on Twitter. If so, retweet and like, leave a comment. You can also follow me on Instagram, like and leave a comment. I always respond. Unless it's a lousy comment, but we'll see then. Please donate to keep videos coming to you. You can also become a patron and have your name mentioned on my website or with my video, depending on the pledge you make. More information on my website, and it's going to be continued. So, bye bye.